Okay, so first of all, guys, I'm gonna pretend that none of you watched any of my recordings or attended any SNR class before. So what I'm gonna do, basically, I'm gonna start from the beginning. So if you guys have any questions in the middle of the session, please don't hesitate to ask me any question, even if you think it's stupid, okay? Leave your questions in the chat. Even if you have questions right now from the recordings that you watched before, just leave them right now in the chat, and I'll be reading them throughout the session, okay? So first of all, I'm gonna explain what's Malaysian SNR. Can you guys see my screen, right? Everything good with my screen? Yeah, I think it's just for Jack the problem. Yeah. So what's Malaysian SNR? What does it stand for? So the classic SNR that you guys learned before or that you heard of is basically an area where price bounces many times, so it becomes a support or resistance. For example, this one bounced 2, 3, 4, 5 times. No, that's not the Malaysian SNR that we're going to be working with. It's not precise, it's not good, it's low win rate, it's shit. Okay, so we're just going to be working with the key levels. The key level meaning that one line, one exact line. You have to know how to mark this one exact line in the chart. So in the chart, you have candlesticks, okay? You have a forming candlestick, one forming candlestick, and all the other candlesticks are finished forming. So in order for you to basically create a key level or mark a key level, you need 2 finished forming candlesticks. So 1, 2, you can't take the last 2. For example, you see this one, this last candlestick is still forming. We have 9 minutes left for it to finish forming, so you cannot take it with the one before. The 2 candles that you're gonna pick has to be consecutive candlesticks. So it has to be with this and this, or this one and this one. You can't pick one here and then one on the left, no. So 2 consecutive candlesticks, it doesn't matter what color they are, but you have types of SNR key levels. Now, what you're gonna focus on when you pick 2 candles, let's say these, for example, you have the first candle, the second candle, right? You're gonna be focusing on the closing of the first one, okay? The closing of the first candlestick is what forms the key level. So you're gonna point here, since we have a bearish candle, bullish candle, closing of the first one is right here. That is your key level. Okay, that's an SNR key level. Let's take another example in here. You have bullish, bullish. Now, you might think, why you're not gonna mark it here? So this is the open of the second candle, or you're not gonna be marking it there. You have to be very, very precise, or sometimes you're gonna be missing trades or being a bit of drawdown. So mark this one, okay? Do not mark the open of the second one. Mark the closing of the first one. Even sometimes you see price leaving some gaps. Let me look for an example here. Something like, I think we're gonna find one on the daily. So yeah, let's take this one, for example. You have a bullish candle and another bullish candle. So open, close, open, close. Where is the key level in these 2 candlesticks? It is on the closing of the first one. Guys, we're gonna be working with the Pepperstone broker, okay? That's the one that you're gonna be looking at on TradingView for your analysis, okay? We have another broker. I'm going to talk about why I picked another broker for you guys, and it basically fixed the most common problem or issue in Malaysian SNR analysis. So the most problem that guys or my students basically have a problem with, this second broker is going to fix that, okay? So we're going to talk about that in the storyline part. So here, that is your key level. It's not the open, okay? Do not mark this one. This is very wrong. Just pretend in your brain or imagine that it opened here and that's the candlestick, okay? So do not be confused with Pepperstone. Just focus on the closing of the first one. Now, the types of key levels, you have 5 types of key levels. So for the guys that don't know how to mark a QM is very common. So you guys must have heard of that. So some guys that are still learning Malaysian SNR have problem with marking that. So I'm gonna show you a very good tip how simple it is. So here, what type of key level is this? To help yourself, if you're just started out, you want to go to the line chart, okay? When you go to the line chart, you can see curves in price action. So you see a curve here, curve here, curve here, curve here, curve here, curves everywhere. Now, what do these curves refer to? So they refer to close-in prices. So let's take, for example, this curve right here. So if we mark that with a line, when you go to the candlesticks, that is marked on the closing of this candlestick. Now, once you take this and this becomes a key level right here. Now, what type of key level is this? So you just look at the shape of that key level on the line chart. So what shape is this? This looks like a V. So this is the V level. We have a V level right here. Now, what type of key level is this? It's the same one, a V level in here. So what type of key level is this that we marked? Bullish, bullish. So if you don't have a big curve or a small curve and it doesn't look like a letter, it's called the gap, okay? This is called the gap. Okay, so wait, two of you are having problems with audio. Is audio working good for everyone? Or it's the same person that joined with two Zoom? Oh yeah, okay, I see. So you just had problem with the first account. Yeah, okay, so here you have a gap. This is called the gap. Now you see a small curve in here. This is called the gap. Okay. Now we have a bullish gap and a bearish gap. Very simple. The bearish gap is simply two consecutive candlesticks that are both red. So close of the first one, boom, just like that. Okay. Now everything clear? Any questions about marking the levels? So you have three types of levels right here. The fourth type is the SBR or RBS. What does that mean? It's a V that is broken by a body or an A that is broken by a body. Now let's take a look right here. I'll just go to the daily for better examples. So what type of key level is this? This is the A level. Why is it the A level? You take two finished forming candlesticks, bullish. Bearish, mark the closing of the first one. Go to the line chart, that is a V, an A level, sorry. So once this A level gets broken, because this is acting as a resistance for now. Now, once it breaks, it will act as a support, okay? It will act as a support. So this resistance becoming a support in the future. So RBS, resistance becoming support, and vice versa for the SBR. So you can have an SBR right here. So this is a V level that was acting as a support, and then once it got broken, it would act as a resistance. Now, in this example, it got broken one more time. So is it going to act from a resistance to another support? So is it going to become SBR? BS? No, it's not going to become that. It will be the QM. Okay, that is the QM. The QM is simply an SBR or an RBS that got broken one more time. So this is an SBR, as you can see, it got broken right here. So it will act as a resistance, but then it did not act as a resistance. It got broken. So when it got broken, it will act as a QM. Now, very simple. The QM is a V level that is behind a bigger V level, or an A level that is behind a bigger A level. What do I mean by that? When you go to the line chart, you see this is a V, and this is also a V right here, okay? Now, they are behind a bigger V level down there. Now, both of these key levels are QM. So this is a QM, and this is also a QM, okay? So if you guys are not familiar with that, I hope this helps you with marking out QMs. Any questions for now? Okay, give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I'm glad that cleared it up for you. So yeah, if you guys have any confusion, even if you think it's stupid or bad or whatever, just give it to me, okay? That's how you guys learn. There are slow learners in this game. There are fast learners in this game. You don't have to push yourself too hard, okay? Trading is not only for smart people. Actually, smart people get like a lot of problems in trading more than slow learners, because the slow learners just follow the plan, but smart people just have an ego. Okay, so what matters in this is psychology, guys. Okay, it's not the strategy. Look, you might have a very, very good strategy that plays a big role. Okay, of course there is a difference between the classic support and resistance, let's say a zone, whatever, like 1 to 2R strategy. Okay, that might work for some people, but if you have the base, which is the good psychology, you can get money, a lot of money, with any strategy used. But of course, a better strategy means more money. But learning this, what I'm teaching you here, is not going to give you a lot of money if you guys do not put in the work psychologically or mentally. Okay, I have to put good risk. Before I started flipping accounts, I was with prop firms. I never got rich from flipping accounts first. My journey started with prop firms. I had to fix my risk management. I had to fix everything before I started seeing profitability. Okay, so all you gotta do is focus on your mental, on how to hold trades, on how to not take partials. Okay, partials are bad. If you have a target of 100 pips, just TP there. Do not put break even until you see price rallies from your entry. Do not go against your plan, guys. Okay, so once you follow all of these rules, then the skill is very easy. And once you take a loss or a series of losses, it is totally fine. That still happens to me. Okay, from time to time, I got like 2 to 3 losses in a row. I never get more than 3, but that will come with experience. So the results that you're going to expect from finishing the mentorship and fully mastering the knowledge is at least 60% win rate with at least 2 RR per setup. Okay, so that's the least thing that you can do with this if you fully master it. Now, after that, if you still have bad psychology, you will not make it. Okay, I'm just saying the truth. You will not make it if you do not fix your risk and start slowly. And flipping accounts does not have 100% accuracy. What do I mean by that? Till this day, I'm still blowing personal accounts that I'm trying to flip, because my flip strategy basically have a plan of 5 winning trades in a row that has to go all full margin. So since the Malaysian SNR strategy has a high win rate, sometimes you get like 20 wins in a row, sometimes 15 in a row before I get the loss. So 5 in a row is pretty much achievable, very achievable, especially when you have 80% win rate. You can win 8 trades in 10. So my plan for flipping accounts is I go for 5 consecutive winning setups, and all I do is full margin. Okay, full margin, 2,000 leverage. Till this day, I still sometimes win 4 trades, and in the 5th trade, I blow the account. Okay, but when it works out, I just make a lot of freaking money. Okay, so before you get to this level, you have to focus on passing prop firms first, because risk management before everything. I do risk management, but with multiple accounts, not one account. If you guys see yourself able to mentally resist or basically go through blowing many accounts in a row, then just go for it. If you see yourself going to drain your mental or whatever, just start with prop firms, fixed 0.5 to 2% risk per trade until you pass. Get yourself some pocket money, and then you can start looking to flip accounts. Okay, so yeah, the next concept that we're going to talk about here is fresh and unfresh. Okay, what does that mean? So a fresh means that the level is good to use. It doesn't mean good to take a trade off, just good to use. Okay, because some levels that are fresh are not good to trade off, but they're good to use. And unfresh means that the level is not good to use, but sometimes it is good to take a trade-off. Now, let's take this gap, for example. Draw your line to the right. Okay, now the first question you ask yourself is this key level touched by price action? The first answer that you can have is a no, okay? No simply means fresh, okay? Not touched by price action simply means fresh. If it is touched by price action, that doesn't mean it's unfresh yet. It just means you have to ask yourself the second question, which is, what type of price action is it touched with? For example, this gap right here. Drag it to the right. Now this level is touched by price action. Yes, it is. Now, what type of price action? Is it a wick or a body close? Now, in this example, you have a body close, body close, body close. that is still fresh. Okay, this gap is still fresh. But if the level is touched by price action, which is a wick, for example, this gap right here, you have a bullish candle, the first closing of the first candlestick is touched by this wick, not this wick, guys. Okay, I said do not get confused by the broker Pepperstone. You can get the gap here delayed. Okay, this is simply part of the level. The second candlestick is part of the level. Okay, it is part of the level. So here you have a wick. I mean, we still did not close. We're gonna close in 40 minutes, but I'm not gonna expect price to go up in 40 minutes. So in 40 minutes, we're gonna leave a wick. So this is unfresh. Now you might have both price types of price action on your key level. What do you do? What do you do in that scenario? So here you have a gap. Okay, let's take a gap in here. So you have a bearish candle, the closing of the first one, that is a gap. Okay, that is a gap. Now, what type of price action is this gap touched with? Now you have a wick, you have a body, you have wicks, and you have another body. Now, when you have both, you have to ask yourself the third question, which is, what's the last type of price action that went through the level? The last type of price action that went through the level. In this case, it is a body. So this level is fresh and good to use in the future. There is a difference between use and touch, guys. Okay, use and touch. I'm going to explain that in a bit. Now, everything clear about fresh and unfresh. Now, just to make sure that you guys understood, I'm going to mark a level and tell me if it is fresh or unfresh. Okay, so I'm going to take this gap. Okay, let's just take this QM and drag it to the right. Now, is this level fresh or unfresh? This V level right here, unfresh. Okay, more answers, guys. More answers. Fresh. It's okay if any one of you thinks this is fresh. Just tell me if you think it's fresh, and I'm gonna correct it for you. Unfresh. Everyone thinks it's unfresh. Okay, very good, very good. Now there is a rule, the 4-2 times rule. Sorry, the 2 times and 4 times rule. Now the 2 times is for the H4 and H1. Don't have to understand what's that for now. So the 2 times, just remember it's for the H1, H4. 4 times, it's for the daily and the weekly. So 4 times for the daily and weekly means that we can use the daily or the weekly fresh level up to 4 times. Up to 4 times. I'm going to explain that. So here you have a daily level. Daily level. Now, this daily level, let's pretend that it is a gap, right? So here you have a fresh gap. Now, this fresh gap is touched by a wick. Okay, it's touched by a wick, which makes the level unfresh. Okay, it makes the level unfresh. If it gets broken, it will be fresh again, right? It will be fresh again. If it gets wicked again, it's not gonna make the level unfresh one more time because the level is already unfresh from this wick. So this wick used this level, but this wick did not use it simply because it was unfresh already. So how many times did we use this daily level? We only used it once right here. Now, does this one count? No, because the level is already unfresh. But if it breaks and then wicks it one more time, then here you can say we used it 2 times because here the level was fresh and then we wicked it. So simply it becomes unfresh one more time here. And if you have another candlestick that wicked it, does this one count? No, it doesn't count. So this is 0. So in total, how many times did we use the daily? 1, 2. How many times did we touch it? So used it twice and touched it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay, so you get the difference between touched and used, guys. So I'm going to give you a level in here and tell me how many times it has been used and how many times it has been touched. So I'm going to go with this gap right here. Let's make it hard for you guys. That's how you guys learn. So this gap goes fully to the right. And how many times did it get touched? How many times did it get used? So I'm going to start counting with you. Okay, 11 what? 11 uses or 11 touches? You have to specify, Simon. 24 touches. Okay, so your answer should be in one text. Do not give me separate answers. Just give me something like this: 55 and then 12. Okay, so in this case, I will understand your answer. Okay, so 24 touches, and okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 24 touches. Okay, the uses are 5. Correct, Clyde. Okay, so for Simon, why did you think it's 11? Can you annotate on my screen and mark the 11 times where we touch the level? Basically use the level. Okay, bear with me, guys. So this is I don't know, try to look at the pencil down on the left on your Zoom app. So here, to know how many times we used it, look at the wicks that got on the level before it was unfresh. So Simon, you see the problem with the wicks that you're marking. You see this is the second wick that you marked, right? The problem with this is that this wick touched this gap when it was unfresh. Why was it unfresh? Take a look at the wick before. Didn't the wick before touch it and already made it unfresh? Right? So this wick is not gonna make it unfresh again. So this is not one use. This doesn't count. Okay, so you basically counted all the wicks. That's what you did, Simon. So what I want you to do is I want you to mark the levels, basically the wicks where they touch the level when it was fresh. You need this rule, guys. It's very important for very sharp entries on high risk category for our entry session. So here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, why not this wick? Because the level is unfresh. Why this one? Because it got broken, so it became fresh again. Everything clear about the fresh and unfresh rule, guys? Okay, amazing, amazing. So here, in the recordings that I've sent before, I have included some homeworks. Now, these homeworks are going to train your eyes very, very well to start mastering this strategy, okay, slowly. I don't want to give you as much information as in this session because it's going to ruin it for some. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a homework. And once you guys finish the homework, we're going to have our next session next week. Okay, so the homework consists of 2 categories. The first category is for today's session, what we learned today, and the second one is going to prepare you for the next one. So the first thing that I want you to do is go and mark 50 QMs on H1. Okay, 50 QMs on H1. Now the QMs has to give a sharp reaction basically in the past. So I'm going to give you an example here to understand. So let's say this is a V level that is behind a bigger V level. Now this is a QM, right? This QM is not touched and did not give you an entry. So I don't want you to mark this. I want you to mark the QMs that gave you a buy or a sell, okay? I'm going to give you an example in here. So here, as you can see, you have a V level, got broken once, broken twice. It became an RBS and then a QM. Price reacted, boom, fly. Okay, now you have another QM. Did price react off of it? No. You have another QM here. It did react from it there. So you see that got broken once, twice, QM, react, go. Okay, so I want you to mark 50 QMs that price reacted from. And in the next session, I'm going to show you why some QMs fail, why some QMs hold. Okay, now that is part of the first category of your homework. Now, the second one is to mark 10 daily levels that got used more than 4 times and 10 weekly levels that got used less than 4 times. Okay, less than 4 times, but it has to be touched more than 5 times. Okay, so I'm gonna type that again. So weekly, 5 levels, 5 weekly levels that got used This is for the weekly homework. And for the daily, you have to get me 10 daily, sorry, that's 10, not 5. Okay, 10 daily levels that got used more than 5 times. More than 5 times meaning 5 times or more, 6, 7, 8, okay? So it doesn't matter how many times touched. This one matters how many times touched. Now I want you to give me 10, 10, and 50 QMs that reacted on the H1. It has to be on the H1. I don't want it on any other time frames. And the weekly daily, 10, 10, okay? I'm going to send you the recording afterwards. Now, the second category of the homework is mark on the daily. On the daily, you see price on the daily, sometimes it reacts off of levels, right? So sell, buy, sell, price reacts like it was selling and then buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, buying and selling. Now, the swing points that started the sells and the buys did not start randomly, okay? They're not randomly appearing out of nowhere, okay? They have to start from a level. Now, you see this buy right here, this swing buy, you have to find the level that made it go up. Now, for you, for beginners that just started out with this strategy, you're going to tell me, oh, there is no level to the left. You have to be very sharp with your eyes. So when you go and look for the level, you can see one right here. You can see one right here. You can see one even right here, but that one did not touch. So as you can see, you can start counting. We used it once, twice. This is the third time. Now, this one is a QM, also used it here. Now, which one do you keep? You keep the lower one, okay? You keep the lower one. So just delete this one. Right now, that is the level that started this swing buy. Now, it is always the same thing for every single swing buy or swing sell. Now, you see this buy, where did it come from? It came from this RBS, so resistance becoming support. Started from here. Where did this mini reaction come from? See this sell to buy here, came from here. Where did it start again? It started from here. Now, you see every single movement starts from a key level that is fresh. I want you to find all the key levels. Now, in some examples, you can see price here did not react from anything. Now, that might confuse some of you, but the answer to this is one time frame higher. If it did not react from a daily, the level is on the weekly. So on the weekly, as you can see, you have a gap right here that price reacted from, okay? If it's not on the daily, it is on the weekly. That is the homework that I want you guys to give me. So daily, go from, okay, this date till today. So from 2023, February 24th or 28th till today. That's what I want you guys to do in the homework, okay? Everything clear? Any questions? Get to work, guys, get to work. Let's go, let's go. Let's make some soldiers in here, not traders. I'm gonna stop recording for now.